Welcome back to another vlog. This week I am going to be vlogging just a little bit of every single day because this is the first week we are in person. I got mixed feelings. I will be totally honest. I am nervous, excited at the same time, and I feel like that's just like so many educators these days. It's just a lot of mixed feelings, but it's a staggered start. So it's our K1 and 2 kids coming back this week, and then the following week is they're going to join 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. So it's kind of a slower start, which is nice. I have 2 classes that are in person today, but the weird thing is, here's the 411. Here is, you know, the deets. I have today, this morning, I have with my 4th, 5th, and 6th graders. They're still online, so I have a Google Meet with them. Then I have 2 lessons with my kindergarten and my 1st graders in person and here. And then I have a recorded lesson that I created for my 3rd graders that are at the very end of the day. And so I will be, that will be going live then. So it has been recorded in person and live lessons. My brain is hurting. Last week I took a little break from social media, from things. I just had to slow down and just kind of take care of myself because there was a lot to think about. But yeah, so I wanted to show you guys a few things that are helping me out this week. First of all, I got this thing from Amazon. It's like one of those little clips. I'll take it off so you guys can see it. So it's like stretchy, and it has a little thing where you can adjust how tight you want it to be, but it just hooks onto your mask, so you can just like have it at the ready at any moment. And then it's like really not that, you know, thick or anything like that. So then when you have it on, they just hang like this, like the grandma glasses, you know? So I have that, and then let me show you a few other things that I got in ready to get ready for this week. I've got a Britney Spears mic. That's right, I do. So when I have my mask on, I've noticed I'm already a quiet person. People are always like, huh, what'd you say? So I have to, it's been really a struggle with people hearing me through my mask. So I got the Britney Spears mic. I'm so excited. It has a little thing that just clips here. And so it's working out really well. I feel like I should be like, oh yeah. Finally, I got one of those inserts that goes on your mask. It looks like a muzzle. But I don't particularly love it. I feel like it's kind of small for my face, and so my lips are always hitting the bottom of it. I'm gonna try it out for a few days. I haven't worn it like really long because we are supposed to wear masks like 24/7, and except if I'm in my classroom by myself without kids. But if we're social distance, like we still need to wear a mask. So I will let you guys know also how this one goes, if wearing it, you know, for a long period of time, if it's worth it. I don't know. I just don't like how my lip, and I've heard other people say like that they don't like theirs either. So I think you maybe have to be really particular and look at reviews of ones. But I've heard other people love them. So I think it just depends on which one you get. But yeah, I'll give you guys an update on everything. Obviously I think I'm gonna like this, but the microphone and little insert, I will let you guys know how it goes, more long-term use. Can you tell I just had outdoor duty? I am so hot. I had a beautiful sweat mustache. It's still 105 here in Phoenix in September, so. But anyways, so today went well. It was manageable enough because, again, my school is just lower numbers, so I don't have as many classes. So I feel like it was a good pace. I kind of had my morning classes, and then I had a little bit of a break, and then I had my kinder and 1st grade classes in person, and then my recorded lesson for my 3rd graders. It just like kind of worked out that way. So I feel like it was very paceable, very doable today. My 1st graders did an awesome job. They did really great. I could tell that definitely it's the end of the day, and so they were very wiggly, but I did a really good job of just like kind of, here's a rule, now here's what we're doing, here's a music thing, here's a rule, here's a music thing, and so we just kind of like went back and forth. They did such a good job with their masks. My kindergartners also did a really good job. They were a little more squirrely, but you know, that's expected with kindergarten. I did have a few students that I just kept having to remind them to put their mask on, but it was only like 1 or 2 students, and then the rest were just like totally chill, totally fine. Yeah, so really good first day, and we'll just keep it going. And I really love that, like I said, with the lower numbers and the staggered start of just K and 2 starting in person, I feel like I'm gonna build stamina. And so it's nice that we're having kind of a slower start. wizabomb.com. You guys, it's really good. I will let you know, the only thing that I'm afraid of is that I might get a headache after a while, kind of having the two little like prongy things right by my head right here. So we'll see, but it worked out perfectly. Even a kid was like, she's like, you're too loud. And I was like, well, good. It's probably actually really good that I'm too loud, because I don't have to strain my voice, but I did turn it down a little bit. So, all right guys, I will catch up with you guys tomorrow, and I'll share a little bit more of actually like what I am doing with lessons tomorrow, but I just kind of wanted to focus today and just give you guys a little update of how the first day went. Hey guys, so it is now Tuesday morning. Last night I had a serious reflection that I need to do a better job of today is teaching the kids what humming is, especially the younger kiddos. So for the most part, they actually surprised me. They were like, oh yeah, humming. And then a bunch of them started humming and then they wouldn't stop humming. But I was like thinking to myself, I'm like, I have my mask on. I can't explain to them because we're not allowed to sing as of right now. We are allowed to hum, and then the teacher is allowed to sing to the kids, but we can't all like sing together. So I'm like, I need to like do a video because they can't actually see behind my mask and be like, your lips are together and you sing in your mouth. Like it's hard to explain. I'm gonna have to like look up the definition of humming just so I have some better vocabulary, because the best I could come up with is like, you keep your lips together and you sing a song with your lips together. Like I did not have the best singing. Just things like those that just like don't hit you until you do it and you're like, wait a second, I don't really have a really good plan for this. So I think I'm gonna find a YouTube video of like someone doing some humming and adding in that. So I am going to show you guys also what I'm doing with my 4th, 5th, and 6th graders. So what I'm still doing with them online. I have them live right now on a Google Meet. And then I'll show you probably tomorrow what I'm doing with the younger kiddos. So this is what I'm doing with 5th and 6th grade. They are having lessons online and we're doing a Google Meet live. So the first thing is I just am doing a big giant rhythm review with them right now. My goal for them is that they know what a whole note is, a half note, quarter note, 8th notes, and 16th notes. So I am doing the classic pizza pie to kind of make all those connections. This is a file by Aileen Miracle. So we talk about the whole note, cutting in half. Now it's the half note, quarter note, and we make that connection. Oh, there's 4 quarter notes and a whole note. That's how we get the name quarter note. 8th notes, so on. Then we do the rest equivalents. And then after that, so just making all the connections. How do we say these notes? How many beats are in these notes? What's the name of them? And after I do that, I say, okay, really make sure you're paying attention because we are going to play Jeopardy. So I am using a site called jeopardylabs.com, and I am playing rhythm review Jeopardy with them. So I usually do play the Jeopardy song and just a little bit. And how I played it is I did do boys versus girls. I don't usually like boys versus girls, but I thought it'd be really easy, visually, and keep track of who's on what team on Google Meet. So what I did is I did have this like half of the screen, and then the other half was the Google Meet. I can't see everybody, but I could like maximize, like make the windows bigger to see who's raising their hand, call on them, and minimize it so they could see it. It worked out pretty well. So what I did is I shared my entire screen. They say that, okay, you guys, so we have the girls versus the boys, make sure we're having good sportsmanship, blah, blah, blah. Someone tell me a category. And so we have name the note, how many beats, players say this rhythm, rest, and then this one's just for fun, name that percussion instrument. So here's like an example. They would say, name this note for 300. Someone would raise their hand. It's a half note. If they got it right, great. And what's really cool about this is you can just press the plus button and it will add in your points, and you don't have to like keep track of how much it is. And then you press escape to continue. And then now it's taken out. So this is something that has already been made by another music teacher. Thank you so much. And I just found it over on Jeopardy Labs. What I did is I just typed in rhythm and I searched all of them. And then there's a bunch of them that you could use. This one I just really like because I think it's really simple, and it built their confidence, because actually, you guys, it's so funny. Every year I'm like, oh, this is so easy. They know this, and they don't and they forget. And so this was really accessible for them. So it had up to the 16th note and the whole note, how many beats, and so on and so forth. Really easy rhythms. But let's say, for example, if they didn't get something right, what you would do is you're just going to press continue. You're not going to press the space bar to show the answer, because I'm going to keep it on the board. So then it's still there and they could steal it if they wanted to and things like that. I usually played the Jeopardy theme song just on my phone, like over by the speaker,
for like 10 seconds and let them think about it. And then I would say, okay, I'm looking for a raised hand for the answer. I would maximize my screen, pick somebody, then minimize it again. And I would just listen to them tell me the answer. So that was really fun. They actually got really into it. They were not into it at first. Of course, when I was doing the pizza rhythm, they're like, what is this? But they really started to get into the game after a while. And I think it was a really successful lesson for them.
Hi you guys, good morning. It is a Wednesday. We're halfway through the week. This week I was just telling, I don't know if I've already said this on the vlog, because when you do a week in the life, I feel like you lose track of what you said. But I feel like this week is kind of manageable. At first I was like, oh my goodness, I have in-person live lessons and recorded lessons. But once I kind of figured out what I was doing, like it's very manageable right now. So I think yesterday I shared what I was doing in 5th and 6th grade. I think I'm gonna share 3rd and 4th grade today. So 4th grade is a live lesson, and then 3rd grade is a recorded lesson. So I'll share kind of what I have in there. And then this is the last day of the lesson rotation, and it's starting over tomorrow. So I don't know if you do this as a music teacher, but like there are so many times that there's interruptions, or you have a holiday and you see 2 of the class days, but then you don't see the 3rd one of your rotation or whatever. So I feel like tomorrow what I have to do is, because it's 2 more days in the lesson rotation, and my rotation is 3 days. It's starting over tomorrow, and I still have 3rd through 6th online, and then K2 is here. So I have like 2 days that of their lesson rotation, and then Monday all of a sudden everybody's back in person. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of keep everybody on the same track, is I'm gonna do like 2 fluffy lessons. I like to call them fluffy lessons. I just do something for fun, and then I will like start over on Monday fresh when like everyone is back in person, and I can just plan for in-person stuff. So it's always a little tricky doing those fluffy lessons, but it seems like throughout the year I always have to do that, where there's an interruption or something like that, and I kind of have to because I just cannot plan where I'm like, okay, on this day kindergarten through 2nd grade is starting over their lesson rotation, and then on this day is 3rd through 6th. Like my brain cannot think like that. So sometimes you gotta do some fluffy lessons. So that's what I have for Thursday and Friday, and I'll kind of let you guys know what I'm doing with them for that too.
For my 3rd and 4th graders, a lot of it is just kind of curriculum, nothing like too out of the box. So I just wanted to share this part with 3rd and 4th grade because I don't know if you'll benefit from the other stuff, but I'll just use the scroll. So I've been finding some ways to play singing games online in our live Google Meets, and I actually have a whole video where I explained how I do in a blog post of some ideas. But here's another one that I found that works out pretty well. So Let's Chase the Squirrels, how I play it, how it's like formed over the years is that I explained, okay, you guys, you all are now squirrels and your little squirrely friends. And guess what? You live by a little granny's house. And this granny absolutely loves to make pie. And you know what? Every day you smell it, comes out the window and you're smelling and you're like, delicious. So you want to go steal the pie. You want to take a little piece of that pie. And so what you do is you go over to the windowsill because she has them out cooling, and there's a cherry pie and a pumpkin pie and an apple pie and a blueberry pie. Well, guess what? Everyone steals a bite except for one squirrel. And this squirrel gets caught by grandma. And guess what? If you pick the pie that's out, then she catches, then you are out. And then we go again. It's an elimination game. So here's what I do. I sing the classic song, let us chase the squirrel, that part. And then they choose, while I'm singing, they will either put up on because this is on Google Meet, they'll have their camera on 1, 2, 3, or 4. That is their answer. So they're going to leave it up. And what I do is then I'll be okay, I'll maximize my screen, and I'll be like looking at all of them, be like, okay, accountability check, and just kind of look at the numbers and things like that. And then what I'll do is I will come over and I use the wheel of names, which I just discovered this. Oh my goodness, this is so easy to use, and you can customize it. It's really cool. But then I will spin the spinner. I'll say, okay, if it's the pie, then you're the squirrel that got caught. Oh man, the threes, thank you for playing. I'm sorry, but you're out. And how we know that people are out is I have them turn off their camera. And so then we go again and we have, same exact process until we get down to one winner. And it worked out really well. I do have to say, like, I definitely had to do an accountability check of kind of like opening my screen and kind of looking at the numbers so I could like remember if someone maybe wasn't totally being truthful because, kids do, kids do that. They test the limits. But it worked out really well. And it was another really good elimination game. And two, they don't get mad at me because like I'm not picking it. Like the wheel is. Be mad at the wheel if you get out. So that is how I did Let Us Chase the Squirrel.
Good morning, you guys. It is Thursday. We are almost there. Today is a new lesson, so it's a new lesson rotation. I have, let's see, 4th, 5th, 6th recorded. So I do have a little extra time on my hands this morning to get things ready for next week, so I'm really excited for that. And then, voice crack. And then I have K1 in person, and then my 3rd graders do have a live lesson at the very end of the day. So this is like my weird, because 2 of the days, Thursday, Friday, are like the 3 through 6 is still online at home, but then like Monday, the last day of this lesson rotation, all of a sudden everybody's back in person. So it's been like this weird, I'm kind of doing some fluffy things. My 4, 5, and 6 and 3rd graders, I am pretty much just explaining like what to expect about music, like, talking about, the humming instead of singing, just all of those things of like, just so they're prepared and they're not quite as surprised as they pop into music. And I'm like, hey, here's all the things we can't do. But of course I'm selling and I'm spinning it in a positive way. So that, and then my K through 1, I'm doing, I have these digital choice boards that I made when we first went online, and something that they could just do at home. So I'm actually using that kind of framework and just making new activities. So I'll show you guys what I'm doing with them. And again, that's just like kind of like a fun lesson, because then on Monday, I'm just gonna make that my new lesson rotation day. So if you're a specials teacher, you probably feel me, you have to do this every once in a while, where you just have to have like a new day be your start over day, and it's kind of hard to make it all work, but you do it because you're a professional. Okay, anyways, see ya. Side note, you guys, I got this mirror just from like the Target, I think it was like the locker section, and it's just magnetic and it just goes on my whiteboard. This has been vital. I first of all have, let me take off my mask for a second. This is something that I actually just wanted to get because a lot of times I feel like I have stuff in my teeth, or my mascara will like get all under my eyes, and I feel like I go throughout the day and I just never know it, and so I can just do like a quick check. But it's been vital for my mask. Like every time I put my mask on, I can like look in the mirror and make sure it looks okay, or my microphone. It's been nice. I understand why people have mirrors in their rooms now. It's been really nice.
Okay, let's talk about kindergarten, 1st grade. Please excuse the kind of blotchy face. I just got done with duty, but I wanted to, explain what I did with kindergarten, 1st grade for their first lesson in person. So the first thing that I do is I have them follow me in like a train, like follow the leader. And it's so cute to watch, especially the kindergartners, because it's their first time ever in the room and they're like, whoa. But I really like to have them follow me in. Normally what I do, if it wasn't this year, I would just have them follow me in, and I walk and make a giant circle, and then I say, everybody sit down. And then that's how we make our circle and get it going. But for this year, what I did is I kind of walked in and almost made like a semicircle. And then I was like, freeze. And then I just started saying, hey, you, my friend, come over here. You're going to sit on number 1. This is your spot. And then next friend, 2, 3, 4. And I just started moving them into their spots. And it worked out pretty well. It still takes a little bit of time, but I feel like that seating chart is always hard. And I've done the opposite, where like I will like pre-make it and, blah, blah, blah. And it almost takes as much time. So once you're all seated down, I will just be like, okay, what's your name? And it's a nice way to like introduce yourself and have a moment with each kid, making sure you say their name right and things like that. I always do a really good job of being like, what's your name? Instead of me like trying to guess it or saying it horribly wrong. I hear the kids say it first. There are a few kids that that are little, they're just not, they're looking, they're not hearing the hand. Like, hey friend, what's your name? And they're like, there always seems to be that like 1 or 2 kindergartners that are like super with it, and they're like, oh yeah, that's Dave, or oh yeah, that's Maria. Like they are on it, and they usually help me out, so that works out too. After I do that, I did roles and expectations. So I am kind of starting off with like kind of how music is going to run with our new rules because of COVID. And then next lesson will be like more just like general rules of the music room. So we kind of talked about, these are from Aileen Miracle, Mrs. Miracle's music room. So I talked about, we need to hum, while moving and dancing, that we need to stay in our spot when we do it. And then after that, so I did like a few of that, and then we did a stand-up, sit-down song, which is, this song, you guys, is so cute. I got it from David Rao. He shared it on his Instagram, and it's like a stand-up sit. It's a really silly song. They have to stand up and sit down a million times, which I think is so funny. And then it also really helps them get to know each other, because it says like, stand up if you have a sister, right? And everyone stands up and they see each other that has sisters. Everybody, and then sit down again. Stand up if you have a brother, right? And they all are like, yeah. And then it might stand like, stand up if you like music. And I always am like, who likes music? So it's really cute. They really enjoy it, and they get the giggles, and then it goes really fast at the end, which is always, a crowd pleaser. Then we talked about instruments. When you have a question, you use the restroom, all those housekeeping things. And then what I did is I read this book to them called All Are Welcome Here. I saw this on Instagram by, I have my phone ready because I always forget, Home's Sweet Music Home. She has the cutest Instagram, and she made a tune to go with this book. So let me show you the cover, because you might have seen it. It's been pretty popular. So how I did this, because a lot of times I know I should buy books over periods of time, and I do, but like, it's hard for me to just spend a lot of money on books, especially my own money when I don't have it. So what I do a lot of times is I find the book on YouTube, I mute the video, and then I will read over top of it. And then everybody can see really well, and then it's still my voice and it's personal. So I actually made a video so I could sing. So what I did is I did the video, I used Screencastify, and I did a screen recording, and then I sang the tune. So I would check out her Instagram to get the tune. It's a really cute song. Okay, then that's it. So I had some extra stuff just in case, but we didn't even get to it. And I go ahead and give, I did line up procedure. I give myself 5 minutes just to make sure, especially right now, how they're doing with my kindergarten first graders, which is such a good idea. They're doing zombie arms. So when you go and line up, I call the kid, and they go like this, and then they can put their hands down, and they can make sure that they're spaced out. Is it perfect? No, but at least they have a little something fun to try and space out. So that was their first day in kindergarten and first grade.
Y'all, I did it. It is Friday. It's time to go home. I'm sorry I didn't really check in much today, but I started editing this vlog last night, and I think I was already up to 20 minutes, so I don't think I needed much content today. I think we got it. So I'm gonna wrap up this vlog here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!